Welcome back to Kitchen 143. I am your host, Michelle Aventajado, and we are here to have casual kitchen conversations while, of course, catching up with some of our friends and learning more about food and all the different things that we do in our lives. Okay, you guys asked for it. We are back with a second episode of back to school preps and, of course, conversations. Of course, I wasn't actually surprised at just how much everybody was interested in this conversation, especially after going to Zoom school for almost 2.5 years. It's really a big deal for us here, especially because we have 4 going back to school. I don't know about the other mommies who are here on the call when they would join in later, but a little part of me was doing a happy dance now that we have the kids back in school, of course, and I have a little bit more time to myself to get some work done. Just like me, I am sure you guys also, we did enjoy having the kids home. We did enjoy all of those opportunities to bond, to get in the kitchen with the kids, and of course, establish those close-knit ties that, of course, we miss when everybody's going out and doing their own thing. We are back to school now. So this means also a combination of hybrid learning or face-to-face. If your kids are going to school like mine, they have 1 week on and 1 week off, this is the version of hybrid. Some classes, some college classes also, some are still strictly online. But as we slowly come out of the COVID slumber, I am excited to jump back in and see some of our friends, to send the kids off to school, to pack lunch, to get those backpacks and everything ready, and to discuss all of those things and those preps that we do for our children. In this episode, I have my good friend, Sy-Catral of Bento Mommas. I also have Carol from UV Care and pediatrician Doc Gel, who will also be all sharing tips, not just on how to keep our kids physically safe, but also physically healthy, but also emotionally and mentally well as well. Be sure you guys know, as always, we have our Quiz the Cook questions that everybody will get a chance to take home some of the products that we are going to talk about today. From UV Care, you're going to get a pocket sterilizer. From the Maya Kitchen, you'll get to enroll in one of their lifestyle cooking classes, as well as a whole basket of baking mixes and pancake mixes. From Candish Bakes, good friend of mine as well. She was here last week talking about back to school preps. She is sharing some focaccia bread. She'll share a loaf and a round. From Bright Brands, Cheryl is sharing cotton Yum Box cotton napkins, a Yum Box aqua bottle, a Yum Box snack box, a tapas box, and a Presto. Stay tuned because the Presto will be the last one we give out, guys. I know you guys are excited for that. That's one of the new products. From the Sisu Food Hub, we also have Smucker's Treats, Treetop Treats, Clara Olay, and of course, my favorite, Jif Peanut Butter. From Berry's Deli, who is also a friend and a big supporter of Best Buddies Philippines as well. We have hot dog kits and slider kits. So we'll tell you more about that later. But if you want to win, you need to be watching from the Momma in Manila Facebook page or the Rappler Facebook page so that we can see your comments. There's lots of comments. Everybody's saying good afternoon and everybody letting us know where they're watching from. Of course, we love our loyal viewers and we love everyone who's coming in. Tell us where you're signing in from so we can see how far we're reaching. Also, we know that those winners, we need you to be living or have an address in Metro Manila. If you're not in Metro Manila, you can share. Hashtag sharing is caring. You can share it with your mother-in-law, your friends, your cousins, your kumare, whoever you would like to share all of these goodies, maybe your godchild even, so that they can prep and get ready for back to school. All right, guys, let's bring on Cam, Kay, Carol, and of course, Doc Gel. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hello, hi Mick.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
It's a rainy.
Tuesday,
Very
everyone.
rainy Tuesday.
It is a rainy Tuesday. Thank goodness that we are all safe and sound here inside. I know that we have a lot of our viewers are tuning in from all over, and you ladies, you're all over as well. Doc Gel, where are you signing in from?
I'm here in our clinic in Cavite City.
There you go. Okay, and you are a pediatrician, so we're going to be asking you some questions later on. Kaye and Carol, how about you ladies?
I'm here at our office. We're here at Quezon City.
I'm
And
here at
Kaye?
work.
And work is the Sisu Food Hub. You are at the
Yes,
Sisu
I'm
Food
at the
Hub.
Sisu Food Hub. This is the test kitchen, and that's where we are. That's where
Excellent. Yes, that's where you are. I visited that Sisu Food Hub before. We do some of our shopping, and of course, the test kitchen is loads of fun as well. All right, guys, how are you all adjusting? Shall we start? Kaye, why don't you tell us how you're adjusting with the kids going back to school?
Well, my kids are still online. Alexa, who's in college, is still online. I'm expecting her to go back maybe next next semester for labs, and then Riley, I had a choice whether to get him online or go to school for face to face. But then we live really far from his school, so I told him we'll do online first. So,
And he was okay with that.
hmm, not really, because
Mitch.
he wants to be
Yeah.
with his friends. But then
Yeah.
he gets to go out like on the weekends and all that
Right.
to see his friends.
At least, no?
Yeah.
At least.
Well, I'm adjusting to the time.
Yeah, also us. Jelly has been falling asleep every afternoon, which I'm always kind of like, don't sleep too long. I want to get you in bed early. Carol, how about you? How old is your daughter, and how is getting back to a school routine for her?
Well, actually, because I think we've been homeschooling my daughter. She's 7 year old. It started when the pandemic happened. Before she was in a regular school, but because of work and I think because of her age, that time she was 5. So the adjustment to online school was very difficult. So we had to decide to do homeschool. So
Right,
she's with me all the time.
right.
Sometimes during meetings, I will bring her with me because that's how we are moms. We balance and we try to multitask. So if ever she has free time, I will bring her here to the office. But good thing we have teachers who goes to the house and
Absolutely.
able to to really guide her, and she has more of a face to face also interaction with someone, not just online. So that's my
Excellent.
that's how we are adjusting, or that's how my schooling is right now.
Right.
So it's
Well, it's
very
good that
flexible.
you actually saw, you were able to read that she wasn't doing so well with the online or Zoom school, right? And then you were able to quickly adjust. It definitely helps when we listen to the kids, right, Jel, what they need and what sits well with them. Doc Jel, how about your children? How many children do you have, and
I have
what's their
three
school situation?
kids. I have three kids, but I only have one who goes to school. She's now in kinder. She's turning 5 this coming September 10. She's attending face-to-face classes, and fortunately, she's attending a small school only, and there are only a few kids attending her class. I think there are only 12 in a class handled by
Yeah.
one teacher, and when I visited the classroom during the orientation, they're equally spaced out. So there's
Oh, that's
social
good. Hmm.
distancing still. And then before coming into the classroom, it's mandatory for them to have their temperatures checked before coming
Right.
in. They will wash their hands, and then they will also put alcohol or hand sanitizer before they can go inside the classroom and be seated on their chairs.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You actually gave us the segue for the next discussion point, which is I wanted to ask how everybody's handling the protocols. So while Kaye mentioned Alexa's still online, which is Miggy as well, because they both go to the same college. And Carol said uh, she has the teacher coming to the school. Doc Gel mentioned, there are protocols in place. So like even for Jelly, we have, obviously if she's been exposed, we keep her home. If she's not feeling well, we keep her home as well. Everybody keeps a mask on all day. Social distancing is being implemented in the classroom as well. So these types of things we know are important that the schools are doing. Last week we had Erickson come in and he actually explained what the Vanguard Academy is doing, similar to what Dr. Gell said. Carol, how can schools also add to the protocols that they're doing using your products? Because I know, these protocols are in place. There's always more that we can do. Why don't you tell us about UV Care and how that can keep us safe as well?
Well, actually, it's a good thing that a lot of schools, to name a few, if you don't, can we name a few of them, Mitch? Like Ateneo
Sure.
and Sal, they have actually done their proper safety protocol, which we appreciate. Me as a parent, when I saw how tedious they were with regards to their standard in verifying and checking the products before they really buy, I was really impressed. So, good thing that they have this strict standard. So they really have a very strict standards with regards to the safety, and that means that they just don't only care about the education of the children or the students, but
Right.
also the safety and welfare, especially after 2 years they're going back, and it's very difficult to manage it,
Yeah.
because they will be in class for several hours, eating together, and
Right.
there will be moments when they will be on unguarded. Like, definitely it's hard to keep your mask as adults. We know how difficult or how uncomfortable it is, what more with kids. So that's good
Right.
that the DepEd, Department of Education, actually have already provided a guideline, and one of them is actually putting on HEPA filters or air
Okay.
purifiers, to ensure that the ventilation, especially in an air conditioned room, is
Yeah.
constantly being cleaned, and constantly there are air changes that are happening to ensure that if there are any airborne or are there any viruses that are floating around,
Right.
an air purifier can quickly capture these particles and avoid and prevent the spread of the viruses. So that's where UV Care can really help, because we have air purifiers just like the one I have here at the back, and this is the ones that um, is really can be able to cover up to 190 square meters. So we have various sizes. So with this size, it can actually cover up to 190. So you can be sure that it's much more confident. You're more confident,
Right.
and from what's good about UV Care, and we really want to emphasize on this, is that it went through the standard of US FDA as a medical device for air cleaning. So that's
Which
one.
is very important. I mean, that's probably the highest authority in terms of accrediting a product to keep
Correct.
everyone safe, correct?
Correct. So that's one thing that's very important, because we see also a lot of products out there, and just to make sure that it really works and it's really doing what it is, its job, the USFD has given UV Care that stamp of um, Class 2 medical device for air cleaning.
Fantastic. Okay,
And
so that's the air purifier. How does the UV light work? I think
oh,
we have some slides to
yeah,
talk about that, right? I'm so
right.
curious because I this is what I really want to learn too.
Yeah. Okay, so good thing that we have this program and you have invited us, Mitch, because a lot of people are still very skeptical and they're very confused about what the whole UV is. We've been hearing about this, when the pandemic happened, but they really, I think there's a very few people who really understand. So right now, I wanted to just quickly explain the differences of the ultraviolet. So
Okay.
ultraviolet is actually from the sun, and it's categorizes in three classification. One is UVA, UVB, and UVC. So for
Okay.
UVA, so it doesn't mean that if you say UV, you it does everything or it's the germicidal. So UVA, the ones that um, the lamps that are in UVA category, actually these are the ones that are we use for the mosquito lamp. You know naman we have all those at home. It's
Yeah.
producing purplish light also where it attracts
Okay.
mosquitoes. And also for our nail polish, we
Right.
also know that we use that to hasten the process of curing our nail polish. And it's
Right.
also used as forgery to detect, banknotes, whether or not it's real. So that's
Ah,
the
okay.
UVA.
Very
So
important.
that
Yeah.
has one. So it doesn't mean if it's purple light, it's the same thing. There are different ranges and categories. And then for the
Understood.
UVB, these are the lamps naman that we use for tanning. So if you want to have, darkened skin, you can lie down on the tanning bed. They use the UVB light. So that's the difference. But the UVC, the ones that is UV Care is using, it's actually the one that kills or inactivate the microbes. So
Right.
UVC is a known disinfectant for air, water, and surfaces, and has actually been used for decades. It didn't just happen or it didn't appear lang when the pandemic happened, but it's um, been used in 1800s to help prevent the spread of bacteria,
All
just
the way
like,
back then.
yeah, like tuberculosis. For
Yeah.
that's why UVC. So just
Mhm.
remember when you're buying um, A, B, and C. If you want something that is for germicidal, that's the UVC
So,
because that's the
admittedly, I'm going to interject. Admittedly, when I was younger and I wanted to have tan skin, I would go in the UVB lamp beds because
yes.
I wanted to be tan. But of course, now we're in our 40s, approaching 50, so we're not doing that anymore. Now we're hiding from the sun.
Yes, we know better.
We know better
We
now.
know better. So that's the difference of the ultraviolet. And then next
Excellent.
slide, I wanted to share lang how UVC kills. So of course, here I have an example. This is the UV Care Pocket Sterilizer, which will be, giving away. So how the UVC kills viruses and germs. So basically, we know that the UVC is the germicidal. It actually produces the light here, but when it is exposed or um, when the virus or bacteria is exposed to the UVC light, it actually penetrates its DNA. So you will see
Okay.
here on the slide, the number
Yeah.
one, it actually hits its DNA.
Okay.
It really has this parang zapping um, power that it will destroy its DNA. So here on the number four, you will
Yeah.
see that it has been destroyed. So it stops the replication. So
So
that's
it
why
it
you will
really is a germ killer. I mean, like you could see if you were to imagine this like a cartoon, you could imagine it kind of blowing the germ apart. Diba?
right. So that's
Okay.
why that's happened. That's why it's actually chemical free. It's also very good for the environment because we're
Right.
not really using any harmful chemicals to
Yes.
kill
Excellent. So
or
safe to use around the kids
yes, it's very safe.
and pets.
On the kids' toys or kids' items.
Okay.
Like this, I'm holding this bottle, this
Yeah.
drinking bottle, and from the occasion it will be having molds underneath, correct? Like here on the rim.
Yeah. I hate it when
So
it gets that.
yeah, so one way to ensure the prevention of molds that will grow here, you use the
Oh
UVC
my
exposure like
gosh.
that so that it will prevent the
Awesome.
mold from growing. So one is
Galing.
completely safe to use because when the kids actually you cover it back, it doesn't leave any residue or it doesn't cause any harm when you're drinking. So a lot of moms for the baby bottles, that's also
Yes.
actually completely safe
Excellent.
or even toys. So
Yeah,
that's
we
Okay.
use it on our bento boxes too.
When
yeah.
you do your bentos, no,
And
okay?
here we have the bento box. So this is very safe for food. That's why it's a very well-known disinfection for water, for food and surfaces because it
Excellent, excellent.
doesn't use
Okay,
any.
so do we have one or two more
Yes,
slides?
we have one
Okay,
more slides very
one
quickly.
more?
So we just
Okay.
have to be very careful, as I am mentioning, because when the you know how we are when we panic, and you know, a lot of people encouraging or suggesting to use UV. A lot of UV came out in the market, so
Right.
it's very hard for us consumer now to tell whether or not what particular, you know, what is UVC. We all thought that, oh, basta it's UVC, this is okay, but we don't know pala that not all UVC lamps are the same. So yon, that's one thing that we really have to parang understand as consumer,
Okay.
because we don't want naman them to be misled, or they will
Right.
parang they will not be able to really know, and it will not be effective. So not okay. So here I am parang inform you guys na not all UVC lamps are the same, because there
Correct.
are UVC lamps here on the slide here on the right side. You will see that there is a measurement. So there's a
Mhm.
measurement in terms of um, emitting the power of UV. So here on the higher, on the top portion, this is UV care. You will see using a UVC device, it measures how much UV power is emitted. So
Okay.
here you will read 1,144, but the other brands, it only emits 67. So you will really be able to
Oh,
that there are differences, and not all UVC
that's a
lamps.
big difference. That's a
Yes,
very big difference. But then
correct.
in that output, right, there is also a most effective wavelength.
Yes, the most
Yeah.
effective wavelength, and that is really where you will see the peak. There's a peak there on the spectrum. It's 253.7 nanometers. So that is the
Very
most
important.
effective wavelength of UVC if it emits a 253.7 nanometers. So
Right.
that is the
Okay.
potent.
Okay,
It's
so I'm gonna summarize for you, Carol.
mhm.
Guys, if you're tuning in, do your homework before you purchase anything that's claiming to be germicidal in terms of UV rays or UV light, right? Because Carol has just laid it out for us. There's lots of different ways, and there are lots of different products out there. So, of course, I know UV Care works from my own experience. When Carol had heard that this was 2019 going into 2020 when Jelly got scarlet fever. Who gets scarlet fever in 2020? And I knew I needed to disinfect, and I knew we needed to like do a lot of things just to keep Jelly, as she was recovering. So I do know that it works. I am a user, right? And we know that in this case, do your homework before you purchase. So I do want to say we have lots of viewers tuning in, and they are sharing with us where they are coming from. We have Antipolo, QC. We have Barry from Barry's Deli who's tuning in as well. We also have, let's see, Cubao. There's so many of us. Kalaokan. Let's see. I'm so happy to see how everybody is here. Some of our regular viewers are here, of course, very active. And of course, my mom. Hi, mom. I know you're watching in the other room and you're commenting as well. Guys, my mom is saying, hello, mommies. Very informative. So, yes, thanks, mom, for watching. And thanks for everybody else for watching too. Okay. Guys, I know we have to keep our kids safe when we send them off, but it's also like for me, if I'm doing pickup, I also want to stay safe as well. So that means that I wear a KN95 mask, right? A mask that we know that will protect us, but something that is really fun I want to share with everybody who's tuning in. We
We all
have
have
these
golden
tops
mask.
from
Here.
Timora. And guys, how cute is this? You can wear this, of course,
Correct.
with your mask underneath to protect you, right? Doc Gel. We do need the correct mask. This is just fashionable. And I thought it was so cute. I
Added
wanted to share
protection.
everyone, share with everyone. What do you guys think of your tops? Aren't they fun?
I
It's so
love it.
soft.
So
In
light
case
and
you forget to bring your mask, you already have you already have the backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
very
that's
comfortable.
right. And it's stylish, huh? I like how it falls. It's very forgiving. So if you want to check them out on Instagram at Simora1. So that's SEAMORA1. You guys can check them out. They're really fun.
So,
But
Miss,
okay. So aside from pickup and drop off and wearing the proper masks and making sure everything is disinfected, we also have to pack lunch. Carol, you shared a recipe with us that you guys like in your family. Maybe even your pamankins like it as well. Do you want to walk us through the recipe that you shared with us?
okay, so I did a very easy, us moms, I think we know that kids are very picky eater also. They like, fast food and, crunchy things. So I have this recipe from my friend Ina Garcia. She shared with me this recipe, and it was really, I never thought that it's so easy to make. So it's a cheesy butter garlic wing. The ingredients are chicken wings, cornstarch, paprika, salt, pepper, oil for deep frying, butter, garlic, and grated cheese. So it's so easy. So all you have to
Excellent.
do is just,
Let's roll that video. Let's roll that video so you can tell us while Ina's doing it. I knew the video looked familiar.
so that one, it's so easy to make. And you just put all those ingredients.
Super easy to make. And I know that Ina has also been experimenting with cooking. Ina's another mommy in our little mommy community who has been enjoying cooking as well. I was saying to Nino that the video looked familiar, and now that you said that it was Ina's video, you know what? Hashtag sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ina.
That's why you have friends.
You need
Oh,
to
yung
say-
hands. I noticed the hands. I the hands
You
look
have friends
familiar.
who will be there to lend a hand.
Love it. We love it.
That's
So
up
Lay's,
there. That's how
yeah,
she's her cooking videos.
so fun.
It's so fun. And I think because the kids like fast food, like they always ask me to buy fried chicken and
Yeah.
all that. But if you can make this at home, and then it's, easy to make. One thing that we all want in our lives is comfort and convenience, and it's so easy. So
Agree.
that's
Agree. And you know what? We have some comments here. We have Lay who says that she's gotten some recipes from Mommy Ina as well. And, easy peasy. Carrie saying this recipe looks easy peasy. And it is. So fantastic. All right. So this means this has brought us to our first Quizlet question up for grabs. We have from Carol and our friends over at UV Care, we have pocket sterilizers. Everybody's going to get one. We also have from the Maya Kitchen, a lifestyle cooking class of your choice with, of course, assorted baking mixes. From Candish Bakes, you will get a focaccia round and a focaccia loaf. You'll also get from Bright Brands one Yum Box cotton napkin set. From the Sisu Food Hub, where Kaye is signing in, you'll get Smucker's, Treetop, Clara Olay, and Jif products. And from Berry's Deli, you'll get a hot dog and a slider kit. So, of course, we hope that you're living in Metro Manila, or at least you have an address or family that you would like to send it to. You guys know the mechanics. You have to make sure that you share the live stream on your own Facebook page. Please make sure it's set to public because we have to check if you shared it. This is the first question. So the first person to answer correctly will win the first set of prizes, of course. Okay, so Carol, could you read our first question for everybody? Our Quiz the Cook question.
okay. The first question is, which type of ultraviolet light is used by UV Care? So,
All right, so there we go.
which?
Carol,
Yeah.
speaking
All right.
of, can I ask you a question?
Sure, of course, Kay, you can.
Mag-raise ng hand para sumagot no?
Like we're in school.
Kailangan ng price, Doc Gel. Ang dami mo ng UV Care products. I have a
What's
question.
your question, Kay?
Yeah, there's a misconception about UV products. No, like they say na even if like using this type of light can cause cancer and all that, and even if you don't get exposed to the light per se, like using air purifiers with UV light inside can cause harm. Um, Is there truth to that?
Well, actually, that's a very good question, Kay, because a lot of people are very worried or concerned about the use of UV. But here I am to clarify and give people that peace of mind whenever they're using UVC. So when you're using UVC, it's very safe as long as you use it properly, meaning you don't expose yourself directly to the UV light. So when the UV light is on, don't be inside the room. Don't be like Mitch, nakababad sa tanning bed. So that's not the way to do it. You have to be outside the room when you are using your UVC light so that you don't get exposure, so that your skin won't burn and it won't your eyes won't get reddish, because there is definitely a word of caution that you should not be in the room, and you should not be directly inside the room when you are using it. The second question is that when you're using the air purifier, because our UV air purifier have UV inside. So first and foremost, it's very safe first because it doesn't produce any ozone. It has no ozone. So it's very safe to inhale and be inside the room when you're using it. So here I am now using an air purifier of UV Care with the UV, so it's not dangerous. Second is actually CDC and the White House recommends the use of UV and HEPA filters to help prevent the spread of COVID, to help talaga address the situation with COVID. So if CDC and the White House would recommend to put it inside your building and to install it in your building and in a room, definitely they have already know the benefits, and that is really completely safe. And one of the things that good about UV Care is that it has its safety devices installed. So if by accident you open the cover, it automatically shuts off so that the whole unit will not be exposed to anybody. So whenever you buy product from UV Care, you're guaranteed that it's been tested and it's been verified that it's safe to be used by everyone.
There you go, dispelling that myth. Okay, thank you for asking that question. It's a current concern, of course, if people don't understand the technology behind it, diba?
I get a lot of that question.
Correct.
Yeah. And Carol answered it so succinctly. So guys, I think we have a winner. We it looks like Riza Alag answered
Congratulations.
correctly with
Congratulations,
UBC.
Raisa.
Do you know Riza? Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you know her. Yes, congratulations, Riza. Someone from the social media team will be reaching out. So be sure to send over your deets so that, of course, everybody can send over, all of our partners can send you your prizes. Congratulations and thanks for paying attention. You guys know that we have to do that. Okay, so what else do we have to do to protect our kids when we send them off? Of course, we have to pack them nutritious lunches. And I know, that's actually how Kaye and I met. I wanted to learn bento, and Kaye was recommended by another friend, Mia, because I said, oh, those cute little bentos. I want to learn how to do that. How about you guys? What do you pack for lunches? Do you pack lunches? What's the sitch at school? Like for Diego, I have to pack him a lunch, and they can only eat in the classroom. So that means everybody in their classroom, they can only take off their masks with each other. So how about you guys with your kids that have gone off to school? So I guess that would be Dr. Gel.
For my child, during the class, they're allowed to only remove their mask during recess time. And it's very quick lang, 10 to 15 minutes. So my kid is just in kinder though. So I think recess during that age in school is very quick lang talaga kasi they only spend 1 hour and a half in class eh. But for safety protocols, it is still recommended that people should stay away at least 3 feet apart or 1 meter away from each other when they are eating. And that's the only time
Okay.
they will remove their mask. And I will
Okay.
advise parents who send their kids to school to let them bring bags for their mask, protectors for their mask, so they can put their mask inside and use it again if it's still clean. And
Okay.
it's best to send them to school bringing another set of masks in
Yes.
case that it gets dirty, and
Yeah.
best to label the mask. There are this mask chains with labels of
Yeah.
with names,
Great
right?
idea.
They can use that for their children so that their mask won't get lost.
Excellent. Excellent. And yeah, or they won't pick up someone else's mask and put
Yes,
someone
yes,
else's mask
correct, correct.
on.
We have to constantly remind them that they should
Right.
only wear their own mask and not get their classmates' mask or their
Right.
friends' mask.
Right.
Especially for the younger kids, we have to repeat it to them all the time.
Right. Fantastic. The great pointers. But so in terms of what you pack for her for snack, what does that usually look like?
For the snack, she usually likes to bring, sometimes she asks for bread and spread. So, bread and cheese, she's good to go.
Very
Sometimes
easy.
she will ask for cereals. She would like to bring cereals since it's very quick lang nga.
Yeah.
She likes finger
Dry.
food. Sometimes she would ask for fruits, sometimes
Yes.
mango.
So you
One time
pack
she
what
asked,
she asks for. You don't pack for her. You pack what she asks for.
yes,
Okay.
so that she will eat it.
Good.
Otherwise, she will not eat what I will prepare. That's why I ask her a day before. What do you
Excellent.
want to bring to school tomorrow? That's what
Yes.
I ask her. But recently, I was told by the teacher she was asking food from her classmate. She wants to switch. She wants to switch lunch boxes, but it's not allowed in their class. It's not
Of
allowed in their
course.
class.
Isn't it always
Yes, it's
nice
not
to
allowed
look
in
at
the
what
class.
someone else is snacking on?
Yes, that's why
It's
we have to
always nice.
reinforce. We have to
But that used
reinforce.
to
We
be a
have to
norm.
remind them. We have to remind them of the
Yeah.
protocols that are being implemented now inside the
Yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
Used to
Before
be
Four
COVID, I
years
know that,
old, eh?
yeah,
4
before
years old,
COVID, I know
eh?
everybody would switch and like trade and
Yes.
I'll trade you
Before,
my,
right?
yeah,
Sharing is
before.
caring, but now no.
Yeah. Yeah. Kay, I know when you pack lunches, so you pack beautiful bentos.
I haven't
I know.
packed lunch
Too
in,
good
I
to
don't know,
eat.
since Riley was in first grade. So I haven't packed a lunch. Except like maybe my lunch, but
Your
not,
lunch, but you
yeah,
pack bento all the time for clients and for
yeah,
parties and
for other
for,
kids. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Before we go on, wait, there was a question that I wanted to ask Carol. It says, hello, I have a question. This is from Noliza Fatima Lopez Reyes. I have that UV pocket sterilizer. I haven't used it for a while. When I was about to use it, there's a black something around the UV light. Is it still safe to use?
Yes, it's actually safe to use. It's still safe
Okay.
to use.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So while we're on the topic of food, because we were talking about packing lunches, I do want to share. I have a friend named Barry who she started Barry's Deli with her husband Jack. They have three beautiful girls, and you know what she saw was that the products that she liked that the kids liked, you know, you're talking about Doc Gel. You ask the kids what the kids want, and 9 out of 10 times they're probably going to ask for something that isn't as healthy as we would like them to choose, right? Breads and spreads, fantastic. They want to put peanut butter, cheese, or any of those kinds of things. It's fantastic. But a lot of times when you're looking for like healthier versions of hot dogs or sausages or even nuggets, there's not a lot out there. And in this case, this is where Barry and her husband Jack, you know, they came together, and what started out as something very small that, you know, they wanted to share with close family and friends has become, you know, they have a cult following, much like her sister-in-law, Yaya Lola Kat, who was on last episode, right? So I know you guys, do you know her, ladies, do you guys know her products?
I know her products. I also know Yaya Lola's products. I love their food. Really,
Excellent.
really good. I used to order from one of the parenting sellers.
Okay.
Sobrang sarap ng food nila.
And easy to make, right? So I think that's
Yes.
the biggest thing when we're packing lunches. We want it easy to make. We want it yummy, of course, and healthy, healthier at least, right? So we have a video. I'm going to show everyone. It's back to school lunchboxes with Barry's Deli. I'm going to go through. Barry likes to collaborate with a lot of the moms, much like everybody here who on cam does a lot of different things with a lot of different moms and a lot of different small businesses. And I'm excited to show you what she prepared for us to share with all of you. She's got quite a few different products. So we'll go ahead and roll that video, and I'm going to do the voiceover to explain what you can pack with Barry's Deli. So these back to school lunch boxes, there's a component where almost every little section has Barry's products. So this chorizo bolognese is made by Kaye Garcia. She guested on our French episode. So you can see how some of the mommies and the foodie mommies get together and they really provide options for all of us. This 4-cheese sauce is fantastic. You can put it on macaroni, you can put it on broccoli. The chicken nuggets, I know, is a collaboration also with Yaya Lola. The two sisters-in-laws there have gotten together. Super easy, boil your pasta. In our case, in our house, we really enjoy using San Remo, which is also from the Sisu Food Hub, and throw on that chorizo bolognese. You can also use the 4-cheese sauce on the broccoli, and then you can make a little sandwich with the brioche bread. So that brioche bread is also the same brioche bread that you'll get in your hot dog and your hamburger kits if you win. Super easy to put together a lunchbox this way. So, what you will see is a lot of times moms who want solutions end up providing these solutions for other moms as well, for other parents. And, Carol, I didn't even ask you what made you bring in UV care before. Was this also something you were concerned about?
It was in 2015 when I was pregnant with my, child. So it was the time that we were really looking for product that would be very helpful
Yeah.
for my daughter. So good thing my husband, he was in the US for quite a long time, and he was telling me of this technology, UV Care. And then he said that it's good to bring it in here. And I was so skeptical. Siguro it's so new. I never even heard of the UVC technology. And he said, no,
Yeah.
it's really good for our kids. It's really, it's gonna make her protect her, because as parents, especially when we're a new parent, the most concern is how to protect and care for your child. So he said, no, you have to. And I said, no, I don't want you to use my daughter or our kid as a guinea pig, like you will test this on her bottles and all that. He said, no. So what we did was we put the UV Care to the test. We compared it with a, sterilizer, the steam sterilizer, which was
Yeah.
popular at that time. And then using it, and then we even had a third party laboratory to test and verify. And then the result was amazing, like finding out that the UV Care, the sterilizer, is able to kill close to zero viruses and bacteria that was not.
Fantastic.
So that was really, and then now with that, it was something that we said it's going to be very good to share to other moms, because we have similar concerns. My concern is also what other parents' concern are.
Of course, of course. So that leads us to, this is where also listening to our husbands is very important. And my husband is behind the camera, so I'm letting him know that I listen. Carol listens to her husband. I listen to my husband too.
Sometimes.
Okay. So, Carol, let's go over. We're going to read another Quizzical question. I got excited because I wanted to tell my husband that I enjoy listening to him too, just like you listen to your husband. So up for grabs, we have a UV Care Pocket Sterilizer. From Maya Kitchen, you have a lifestyle cooking class of your choice. You also have baking mixes from Candish Bakes. You have focaccia bread. You have a loaf and a round from Bright Bands. Bright Brands, you have a Yum Box Aqua water bottle. From Sisu Food Hub, you'll get a whole kit that's full of Smucker's, Treetop, Clara Olay, and Jif products. And of course, from Barry's Deli, you'll get a hot dog and slider kit. You must live in Metro Manila. Remember, this is the second question. So we're picking commenter number 4. Question number 2. Carol, could you please read question number 2 for us again?
Okay, so the question number 2 is, if you are listening, what is the most effective wavelength used by UV Care? So what
Thank
wavelength
you.
is
Okay, so while we are waiting for the answer for our viewers to go ahead and chime in with the correct answer, I want to talk more about packing lunch with Kaye. I touched on the fact that this is how we met because I wanted to learn bento, but now I want to actually, so a lot of what I pack also has to be easy. Kaye, we can do show of hands for everyone. Kaye, Carol, and Doc Gel. Are you guys, do you like to pack bread or do you like to pack rice? We pack more bread. Hands up for bread. Okay, hands up for rice. I think everybody packs more bread and you guys pack more rice. Okay. So definitely this is where, in this case, I want to show some of the bread that we have on the counter here, because this is a funny story I will share that Dee Dee shared about her focaccia genovese, right? And I know my Italian friends are going to kill me for how I said that, genovese or genovese, right? I want to share what she talked about when she had tried baking this focaccia. So she is a mom of 3, busy, also taking care of the kids, running a business. And her focaccia is something that came out of the pandemic. I'll just read it quick. Kaye, why don't you tell us about also whether, when you guys pack lunch or snacks, bread or rice, what kind of bread do you guys pack while I find this message? Okay.
Well, it doesn't really matter what bread you pack, like just to assure that the bread stays safe and fresh. I told you earlier, I usually give it a run through with the UV Care pocket sterilizer because Carol has an article, Carol, that showed the difference between bread that has been treated with UVC
and bread that hasn't.
So it doesn't really matter what bread you pack as long as your kids will eat it.
Right.
But for bao, the regular sandwich bread or a pandesal would do.
So I agree. Any bread that they eat is good, and running over it. Okay. I want to share this because Dee Dee did share it. I thought it was funny. She goes, side cuento for the Genovese focaccia, because it's funny. In IG when you get these messages from these men and they kind of want to make friends. So this one guy messages her and says, I think you are the best focaccia maker in town. So she's like rolling her eyes, right? And he said, this person said he's really Italian and he would like her to bake a real Genovese focaccia, the Genovese one. And he sent her links on how to do it. And then he said he'll even buy ingredients and send them to her. So funny. She thought it's like, one of these IG men who send messages. And sure enough, he said he's going back to Manila and he's going to buy the ingredients and send them to her. A few days later, she gets a call from his wife saying, where can we send the ingredients for the focaccia? Because he really wanted her to bake it. And I thought it was so funny. So you guys can order focaccia from her if you want. It's a true story. It's a true story. It's so funny. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. I have to share it. So you could use this in your lunch boxes. Of course, when you're packing lunch boxes, Kaye, do you want to talk a little bit about the Yum box or the different boxes? So like for me, I know obviously this wouldn't be for a sandwich, but this is definitely a stainless steel. It's the new Presto. Yum box has
a sandwich in the Presto. It's fine if this is what you have. You can still pack a sandwich here. you can use your cutters to make different shapes for your child. So, but yeah, for younger kids, maybe the Yumbox original. So
Yeah.
like Doc Gel's daughter, she
Yeah.
likes to pick on small finger food. So the original has 6 compartments, and you can put an array of different finger foods. Like if she likes cereal, you have an original there, Mish.
Oh, this
This
is
is
the panino.
that's a panino.
And then I have the original here. So this is jellies.
This is fun for younger kids because you get to pack like cheese or fruits or like little sandwiches, finger sandwiches, or yeah, you can even put like a little gummy for a treat.
For a treat after. Yeah.
For younger
Okay.
kids, Young Box also has the snack size. I think they have a new snack size, which
Right.
is slightly bigger than the
Oh,
mini
I have
snack.
that. I think Jelly brought it to school today. That's why I don't have it on the table.
Mine I have at
Okay.
home. You can
Yeah.
still put like maybe rice if your little child wants rice
A little
and
bit.
yeah.
Yeah. You can also use the jars. So Yumbox also has jars, right? And this is, you could do rice toppings, or you could put soup and then maybe send in a little bit of bread, like the focaccia. Keeps the food warm and it keeps it cold as well.
I always tell Yaya the jar's mine.
Yes, it's yours because you like rice,
Yeah.
diba?
I don't
Yeah.
eat rice anymore, so I eat oatmeal. Nagpapanggap si Kaye. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're in the Sisu Food Hub, and the products that we are going to be receiving, all the winners are receiving their Clara Olay, Jif.
Parallel, treetop, gifs, and smokers.
Right. I've been curious because the treetop, the Smuckers. I know. Tell us about Sisu Food Hub. Tell us about how it started, and I'm curious, who is Clara Olay?
So Sisu Food Hub is the one-stop shop for all Sisu distributed products. So of course we have our home brand, which is Clara Olay, and then we also have the McCormick products and all the other products that we distribute. So that's Likumki, Jif, Smuckers,
All of
Tabasco,
those.
Top, yeah, everything. San Remo, your favorite, diba?
Mm, yes.
Um, yeah, but who is Clara Olay? Clara Olay is actually my paternal grandmother. So
Okay.
I think a lot of people think Clara Olay is an imported brand because Sisu usually distributes imported products. But
Correct.
actually local, and it was created. It started in 1987. Um, with preserves, and then they shifted, so now we have a wide array of sauces and jams and dips and dressings and syrups. But yeah, it's named after my grandmother Clara.
So she's
So
a real person.
person. So it's actually a tribute to her because growing up, my aunts and my dad and my aunts and uncles would gather around the kitchen, the usual
Yeah.
story with the lola or the grandmother cooking, diba? So
Always the matriarch. Yeah.
I remember living in the old compound when I was younger. My grandmother, my amma, would always cook. She'd cook lumpia, like Chinese lumpia, and
I want to learn how to make that one
yeah,
day.
yun. So every time she sees us, she'd say, "Oh, you're so thin. Come and eat," and she'd give us food.
That's like the line of every Lola, every grandma is like, "What are you eating? You're so thin."
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I do.
So yeah, from there, parang we were thinking, we keep promoting other products. Why not make our own? And since we also do manufacturing and toll packing, so that's how Clara Olay started.
Wonderful. And what a fitting tribute. I love so many of the Clara Olay products. I love the Korean marinade, the inasal marinade. I love the pasta sauces, the pesto. So many of them are so good, so easy to use. We usually have also even the white sauce, the bechamel.
Yeah.
We mix that in as well. So very easy when you want to be quick and fast. But we do have a winner, and we are running out of time. We have so many things we want to talk about here together with about back to school. Congratulations, Dory Grace Gumapo. You answered correctly with 253.7 nanometers. Please be sure to go ahead and respond to our social media team so that we can get your info where we can send everything over. Okay, we have some quick videos that I know Kaye packed some bento boxes using many of the Sisu products that they import and local, of course, the Clara Olay products are in there as well. So we're gonna play these back to back. Kaye and I will just voice them over. I don't even think I need to voice the Maya video over, but we can go ahead and roll that. Of course, for us, Maya makes everything
Wanna
easier
eat
if you're
healthy?
in a hurry as well.
Don't worry, it's easy. But most importantly, tasty. Whether it's pancakes on the stove or a carrot cake in the oven, with whole wheat, oats, and muscovado sugar. Now there's an easy and tasty way to eat healthy. With Maya Think Heart. Easy, tasty, healthy. Think Heart.
I love their hair. It's so easy.
Easy.
So here is the first video where I make a snack box. I'm making a peanut butter sandwich. It's easy to make if you pre-cut everything. So I'm just using colored bread that I flattened out using a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use the sides of a glass or a bottle. And then using small cutters, I cut out shapes because I am making a bear. So there, I'm using a pair of tweezers to stick everything together using edible glue, which is just my peanut butter, whatever filling you use for your sandwich. It's so easy to make food cute, diba? So just add small pieces. So here are the macaroni bites. It's just like macaroni and cheese that we deep fried, and then we use dip it good cheese, cheddar cheese dip for the dip. And then I added some grapes. This is when the sugar drop grapes, which is our favorite.
Yes.
So yeah, and then there's mom's sweet potato chips on the side that we drizzled with tulip chocolate. And then
These are so cute.
This is your favorite because
Is this your tribute to me?
yeah, it's just waffle pieces that we cut into small squares, and then we drizzled it first with a little bit of peanut butter, and then we added chocolate so that it's choco and peanut butter. And then I decorated it with bread pieces to make it look like owls. So it's easy lang. Just cut circles for the eyes, a heart for the beak, and then small circles for the eyeballs, and then half a heart for the wings. And then I added toothpicks to the top to give it a little character. And then there, added like sides and fruits for the kids to create.
So cute.
So it's easy to pack lunches, diba? But it's very important to plan ahead. A lot of people ask me, like, ano ka nagbabaon every day? Especially when Riley was younger and I was packing for 2 kids, diba? And Alexa and Riley brought different boxes to school. Syempre, I have an older kid who's 20 na, by the way.
No.
But you know, I packed lunch for Alexa from preschool until the 7th grade.
Do you do
Aw.
that? The bento during
Yeah.
that they were kids?
When they were kids, yeah, I packed lunch for them every single day.
That's how the
Wow.
Every
Bento Mamas was born, di ba?
Oo. So yeah, when she was in preschool, that's how Bento Mama started. So I was packing lunch and then I was vlogging pa. So I was showing everyone. Like I post photos of the bento boxes and then people got interested. I didn't think people would be interested in the craft. But then some of my friends they started messaging me and asking like, "Hey, how can I do that?" And then I didn't know one of my partners sa Bento Mama, si Monette, she got so interested, she started making her own lunch boxes. So
As
parang
well.
inspired by Kay's blog. And
Oh,
then
how fun.
she wrote me a comment. And then so we got together with some of our other friends and we put together Bento Mamas. Parang support group lang siya ng una.
So
Kasi
fun.
syempre you run out of ideas, di ba? If you're packing lunch every day. At saka there are days when you stare at your ref and think, what am I gonna pack?
Exactly. Exactly.
So we
Yeah.
put together a group and then we challenged each other. And then we came out with themes, like weekly themes. We do colors at first, and then it got more and more complicated. We started doing cartoon characters and all. Yeah,
The
but now my
caravans.
kids are big. Riley's 13. He
Yeah.
goes to a big school and they have male teachers mostly. So he's no longer interested in bringing lunch boxes. Diba?
That's okay.
So as Michelle pointed out, I no longer pack for my kids, but I pack for
For
other
my
kids.
kids.
Other kids. Yes.
I did Doc Gel's child's birthday party.
Yeah, Emilio's
Right.
first birthday party.
Because that's what Bento Mamas also does, right? You
Yeah, we
offer
do
like
party
catering services
party boxes.
for moms like us who have no idea what to do when it comes to this.
But I don't pack baon, ah. I don't pack baon. I don't have that.
Like
I am
every
going to sleep. This is my season to sleep. Sleep late.
Cheryl C from Yumbox and Bright Brands is actually saying, Kay, you make bento look so easy. I agree. Those videos made it look so easy. You guys can follow her if you want ideas. But before ideas and how to, Kay, we used to hold bento classes together. Remember that? We
And
would
then
do that.
we had crafternoons. We'd go all the way to Alabang to have crafternoons. It was
Yes,
fun. I can still remember we were jam packed. No, everyone wanted to learn how to do bento.
we did. And we did it several
Everyone,
times.
everyone
Like
would
I
buy
think
it.
we ran
Everyone
a
would
whole
buy it too.
series.
Mm.
Was so
That
fun.
was fun.
All right. That brings us to our third question. We are running out of time, guys. I am so sad. I need more time with these ladies.
Sabi ko it's
Yes, it's not
was
enough.
Yes, I know. Okay, so ladies, I will just go through the quiz the cook question. You know what everybody will win if they are paying attention. Up for grabs, we have from UV Care the pocket sterilizer that Carol was telling us about earlier, right? She even showed it on cam. The Maya Kitchen, you'll get a lifestyle cooking class and a choice of baking mixes. From Candish Bakes, our friend Dee Dee, you'll get focaccia, both bread loaf and a bread round. From Bright Brands, you'll get a snack box that Kay was talking about. From Sisu, you'll have products from Smucker's, Treetop, Clara Olay, and Jif. So that'll help you pack your lunches and snacks for the kids. And of course, from Barry's Deli, you'll have a hot dog kit and a slider kit, which is perfect to actually do with the whole family. You can make it with the kids. It's perfect because we all know that whenever the kids are involved in what they make, they're more likely to eat it as well. And it's all good stuff, especially from Barry's Deli. Okay, so we need you to be living in Metro Manila, of course, to get you all of these items because some of them are perishable. And of course, you need to be watching from either the Rappler or the Momma and Manila Facebook page. And of course, for this question number 3, you have to be the third person to comment and get it right. Okay, so here it is. What are the 3 ingredients that make the Think Heart line from Maya healthier? So that was in that quick video. If you were paying attention, I know that everybody is they're blowing up the comment section already because they all do pay attention. Ladies, I'm not sure if you have seen how everybody, they want to win. Of course, these are all great prizes from our partners, so generous. Okay, we talked about also, Carol told us the different things that we can use to keep the kids safe from the UV light. Doc also all throughout our chat has been giving us lots of little tips and tricks in advising the kids, or keeping that extra mask or that lariat, that you would have the kids, so that the mask, they don't put on someone else's mask. Doc, this is a more serious, like if we were going to talk about keeping our kids physically healthy, right? What are some of the ways that we can prepare the kids from, a doctor's perspective? We know you're a mom, so of course you're going to have all these other little ideas that we can use in caring for our kids. But what are ways we can do this, keep them safe from the perspective of medicine?
Okay, so 'di ba 2 years ago, students had their world turned upside down when schools closed their doors, and then because of the COVID-19, and then since then everybody became a student. Even the parents became students attending the online classes, right? Families had to adjust quickly to remote schooling, homeschooling, work becoming work from home, and it took a while for all of us to adjust, and it often felt like the schedules and rules kept shifting very fast. Minsan ganito lang, tas iba na naman yung rules because everybody was adjusting. Wala tayong mga not strict protocols, but a definite protocol at that time. So everybody had to adjust. And now, after almost 2 years of doing remote schooling, hybrid learning, we are here again adjusting, going back to face classes. And as we all know, even if the school might seem like a familiar territory to the kids or to the parents, because we all went to school from primary education to college, attending face-to-face classes, right? So now, feeling natin familiar pa rin siya, but of course it's not, because there are a lot of changes now that we're just, what do you call this? Palabas pa lang tayo sa pandemic eh. We're just ending the pandemic, right? It's not yet over. So, for me, ang share ko ngayon, from the American Academy of Pediatrics, they still strongly recommend making safe in-person school a priority even if we are in a pandemic. So yes, we
Right.
are advocating for
Back
face-to-face
to school.
classes if
Yes.
kaya. But of course,
Yes.
it is still a choice that a family has to make. Hindi siya force among the parents to send their kids to face-to-face classes. We have options. You have homeschooling, you have hybrid learning, you have online classes, and you have the face-to-face classes. But of course, we all know the benefits that face-to-face classes can give our children, di ba?
Right.
But
Right.
ngayon that we are still in the pandemic, even if it's not yet the end, we're still in the pandemic. Of course, as parents, we often think of how our kid can be safe as a kid
Okay.
while they're attending the class. Even
Great.
if lang yung class, some classes can only last for an hour. But of course, yung tension sa sarili, yung anxiety ng parent is still
Yeah.
there if their
Yeah.
kid is going to get sick. So ang number one rule ko na I always share with the parents of my patients is for the parents to keep their health at its best. That's the
Okay.
number one rule, because you
And
cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're sick, how can you care for your child? Right? If you're sick,
okay.
how can you attend to your child? So you cannot give 100% of yourself for your children if you yourself, you are not 100% okay. So that's the number one rule. And then my next rule is you have to seek wellness visit with your doctor. Even if your child is not sick, it is best to schedule at least once a year for little children, there are different scheduling, especially for the younger ones. Sometimes it's every month, and then eventually the scheduling of the wellness visits will become longer in interval until it's just yearly visits. Sometimes
Right.
the parents would go for the wellness visit before the start of the school
School
year
year.
because that's
That's what
the
we
time.
do. Yeah.
Yes, that's the
So
time during the wellness.
vaccinations and wellness visit would be the most important thing to keep your kids safe when you send them off to school. First one.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We have to remind them that they should have their kids' vaccinations updated. Of course,
Yeah.
during the wellness visit, this is the time that we check the growth and developmental milestones of the children, any
Okay.
concerns of the children's health we discuss during this time. And of course, if there are any problems, if we detect it right away, of course we can intervene right away quickly. And then of course, we encourage vaccination of COVID-19 because we all know we're still in the pandemic. Of course, we encourage that to avoid others getting sick and for the kids attending class to get sick as well. And then another tip that I am really telling my patients is to reinforce safety precautions, especially for the younger children, because of
Yeah.
course the younger
Yeah.
children might tend to forget about wearing the mask, hand
Right.
washing,
Right.
keeping a
Right.
distance. There is an acronym. DOH released this Tagalog acronym called BIDA because they call the kids BIDA, or those who get vaccinated, they call them BIDA to make them feel like they're a hero when they get
Okay.
vaccinated or when they
Okay.
follow the protocols. So letter B is stands for best friend natin ang face mask. So you have to
Huh?
remind your child that
That's so
mask
long.
is your
Okay. Yeah. Best friend. The
the
face
face
mask is
mask
your
is
best
your
friend.
best friend.
Okay.
I shared earlier that I always tell the parents of my patients to have their kids bring another face mask that is clean in case
Yes.
the face mask that they're wearing get dirty or somebody gets it, played with it, and then I advise them to buy the lanyards or the face mask
Yes.
holders so that the
Yes.
kids don't remove once in a
Yes.
while the face mask and
Right.
leave it on the table on their desk. And
Right.
then you have to label because you cannot predict if someone's going to get your
Of course.
kids mask. Yes, you have to
Yes.
label the mask so that they won't
So
interchange also
right.
because that's
So
unhygienic. And
right.
then of course I really encourage the children to learn the proper hand washing.
Yes.
This
That's
is
one of the safety
important.
precautions. Yes.
Yes, as part of the safety precautions, so we have to teach the children the proper way of washing their hands using soap and clean water. I always, not always, but I recommend the parents of my patients to teach their child hand washing while singing the ABC, and then
Perfect.
following the hand washing technique that is
That's
being
how
shared
long. Yeah.
many medical posters about
Right.
hand washing. So they can say it. So it's going to be fun for the kids. And then the kid will eventually enjoy hand washing and put it as part of his routine. And then
Right.
next is, of course, keeping a distance.
Okay, before we do that next one, so we talked about vaccinations and making sure we keep up with our well visits. We talked about also reinforcing the safety precautions by hand washing, sanitizing, making sure they wear their masks. Before we go on to your two more tips, I am going to announce the winner because I know that everybody is very anxious. Congratulations, Jenny May Olmeda Gulinao. I am so sorry for butchering your name. You answered correctly with whole wheat muscovado and oatmeal. So those make the Maya Think Heart mixes a little bit healthier than all the others. And of course, we all love them here on. Okay, so Doc, let's go back really quickly. And because we still want to show your video as well. And we also don't want to go over too much time here. If we're talking about, the tips that we need to do well visits and vaccinations, making sure the kids know how to stay safe with masks and protocols and washing hands and, obviously not sharing food, those kinds of things. What would be two more tips that you would give for parents really quickly who are sending their kids off to school to keep them physically safe?
Another one would be the distancing. We talked earlier that during recess time, it's still advised to keep the distance of children inside the classroom at least 3 feet apart. And of course, as of this time that we are in a pandemic, we do not encourage sharing of food to your classmates. And then another one would be like what we talked earlier, proper ventilation. This is really important na inside the classroom, you optimize the ventilation, you maintain improvements in the indoor air quality to reduce the risk of germs and contaminants spreading through the air. And then another one would be limiting exposure. Of course, if there are sick children or if your son or your child is sick, of course you have to check if your child is experiencing any symptoms of COVID-19 infection. If there are any, of course it is advisable for you to keep your child safe at home instead of letting him go to school. And of course, you have to seek consult to your doctor so your doctor can advise you on what are the next steps to do. And then this is very important because sometimes the parents tend to forget to clean the things of the kids. It is very important that when they come home from face-to-face classes, we disinfect or wipe the things of the kids, disinfect, and we can also sterilize. I personally sterilize the things of my kids using the big sterilizer from UV Care. Even the
Yes.
utensils, the lunch boxes, I
Yes.
sterilize it to keep them safe because it's really hard nowadays for the kids to get sick. And
Okay.
then one more tip would be I always advocate to parents that they should listen to their
Yes.
child's
Yes,
concerns.
so important. Not just
Yes,
their
this is
concerns, but you even mentioned earlier what to pack for them. We ask them questions and we listen. So it's so important as parents that we need to listen, ask them how their day was, and really listen. So if you're going to talk about the four different ways that we could, of course, make sure our kids are safe when we send them off as parents to school, keeping them physically safe, of course, vaccinations, well visits, reinforcing those safety precautions, and of course listening when they tell us something, even more importantly listening when they tell us they don't feel well. So if they don't feel well, guys, don't send them to school, even at the
yes,
littlest thing. I know for me, one of the things that I know, even COVID, sometimes it starts out as a tummy ache. I've heard people say they
yes,
start out
yes,
with digestive problems. So you don't even know
yes,
that tummy ache, keep them home. This is not the time to actually, play around with that. Listen and let's, kind of model what we preach, I guess. We want our kids to listen to us. So in this case, we have to listen to them. Doc, I know you also prepared something with your daughter that you're going to share with everybody that they can pack in their lunchbox.
yes. I did. We did waffles with fruits,
Excellent.
homemade waffles with fruits.
Excellent. Let's roll that video.
Hi, today we're going to make waffles. So today we have our waffle mix, milk because we like our waffles with milk, butter, eggs, water, and your choice of fruits. And of course, our mini waffle maker. So first, we will mix the ingredients. You want to mix the ingredients? Okay. Put this here. Put this. We will add the water. And then we will add some milk. We'll add careful, it's hot. So, you open it. Okay, there we go. And then you will get some butter. Ready? Let's go!
Aw, she's having so much fun, Doc. She really enjoyed this.
She even made yogurt popsicles after that one.
Cute. It's so important to get the kids involved, no?
Yes,
How
yes.
old is she,
That's how you make them eat food. That's how you make them eat food. You let them be involved in the preparation.
Yeah, that's
How
also
old
one of our tips, diba? For bento making, you involve them and make it
You involve them.
between yourself and
Absolutely.
How
your
old is she na, Doc?
She's turning 5 on September 10.
Okay.
Aw.
Ang
So,
galing.
5 years old is such a fun age. They can definitely express themselves, but they
Yes.
still need you. So I love that. My kids are so big; they don't need me as much anymore. They're like, "Yeah, okay, mom, okay." All right, guys. So this means we are up and ready for another quiz, the cook question. Of course, this is the fourth question. So 1, 4, 3, 4. Fourth person to answer this correctly will take home all of the prizes. You must live in Metro Manila, and you must have shared the live stream, guys. Of course, hashtag sharing is caring. We want everybody to benefit from all these ladies sharing their tips and tricks here on this show. Up for grabs, a UV pocket sterilizer, a lifestyle cooking class, and baking mixes from Maya. Candish Bakes is sending over a focaccia loaf and a round, all really delicious. Doesn't matter the shape. From Bright Brands, you'll get a Yum Box tapas, which is good for a bigger kid. And from Sisu, you'll have products from Smucker's, Treetop, Clara Olay, and Jif. And of course, from Barry's Deli, you'll get a kit that the whole family can enjoy, one for burgers, sliders, and one for hot dogs. I do hope you live in Metro Manila. Doc, could you read our fourth question for our
Okay.
viewers?
Okay. So for the fourth question, what are 4 ways we can prepare our children from a medical perspective for school?
That's right. Okay, so there
4
are
ways.
lots. Yeah, that's right. There are lots of ways we can prepare, but Doc shared with us 4 different ways you could prepare the kids physically, of course, and letting them, as we send them off. Of course, we know, we can't predict the future, but what we do need to do is really send everyone off to school and get back to something where the kids are out, they're in, they're being physical again. I know for us, even Jelly was in the condo for almost 2 years straight with minimal exercise, very minimal exercise. And the kids need that. They need that for digestion. They need that for their health. They need that for their mental and emotional wellness as well. And I will be honest, mommies who are here on the call, I need it for my mental and emotional health as well. I don't know about you guys, but when the kids are happy, we're happy too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. Yes.
Yes, you're like, oh, maybe. All right, guys. So, of course, sending them off with all of the right things, nutritious food to keep them to keep their energy going throughout the school day. All of the right equipment, and of course, love from us as well. Last minute tips or tricks from mommies, like from a mommy perspective, something that you would do. I'll start by saying, the hygiene kit that I give Jelly, I put it in her bag. I go over it every morning. Like, here's your extra mask. Here's your hair ties. Here's your alcohol. Here's your cologne. What else do I have in there? Wipes. Here's your wipes in case you have to go to the bathroom. Those little things, that hygiene kit, I put it right in the front where she can access it quickly, especially if she holds it too long and she has to run. That's my little tip for the kids who are younger. Hey, what would be a tip you share?
Maybe if you're sending lunch with your child, make sure that the food is easy to eat. don't send something that's complicated or hard to eat in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Tapos, make sure your lunch boxes are clean and dry before you pack lunch in. So if
Yes.
your child is spending like a whole day in school, at least you're sure that the food you're sending is safe.
Right. Excellent. Carol.
Yeah. For me, the tip is prevention is better than cure. I believe that um, we have the right tools already available for us. It's just a matter of really using it. Because there were moments
Absolutely.
that we have air purifiers in the house, and then we forget to turn them on, or we don't really use it. And then when
Right.
somebody gets sick, it's like, oh, we have to turn it. So we have to be very cautious and keep these protocols, safety protocols in place, because we know that this works parang these schools. So prevention, and it will save us a lot of trouble.
And making sure everyone is okay. Doc Gel.
Okay, for me, my message to the parents, you have the power to help keep your child healthy. So make sure
Excellent.
that your child eats healthy, is well hydrated, gets enough sleep, exercises, at least 30 minutes a day in most days of the week, or kahit physically active lang playing, running around. And of course, you have to schedule your well child visits with your doctors and
Most
have
important.
your children's vaccines updated, not just the COVID vaccine but the rest of
Yeah.
the vaccines, because I'm sure not all of the parents know that up to the adult age we have to update our immunizations as well. It's
There you
very
go.
important to have a primary care doctor for your child who knows the
Absolutely.
baseline health status of your child, so that when the child gets sick, your doctor will know what to do.
There you go. So most important to have a primary, and of course to stay up on all of your vaccines. Vaccines do work, guys. Okay, we have a winner. I am so excited to announce the fourth winner, Giselle Ilano. Congratulations. You answered correctly. Vaccines, reinforcing safety precautions, staying home when sick, and of course, listening to your child. Very good. You were paying attention. Good student, Giselle. All right, guys, last minute, we are going to wrap up. Why don't we tell everyone where they can follow you? So this time I'm going to ask Doc Gel first. How can everyone follow you or find you on social media?
Okay, on Instagram, I'm JellinaMaala.md. And on TikTok as well. On Facebook, I have two pages. One's for my doctor page. So that's Dr. Gellina Suderio-Maala on Facebook. And I also started a Facebook page for my clinic, which is opening this coming September. That's Kiddie Care Pediatric Clinic. So I hope you get to check out all those pages.
Congratulations on the opening of that new clinic. We are cheering you on and very excited to see you do that for all of your patients and new patients. Carol, how can everybody find you?
Okay, you can follow me. I'm not that interesting, but my IG is at Carol at Manila. But if you want to know more about the products of UV Care, you can follow them at UV Care PH, and of
Great.
course our website at www.uvcare.net.
Excellent. And are there any in-person events coming up where they could go out and check your UV Care products? I know you joined some of the mommy bazaars and things. Why don't you tell us if you have anything coming up too, if they want to come and stop by?
Yes, a lot of is mommy events that are upcoming. We have one in for the mother care. This is gonna
Mhm.
be in September, and baby company, baby fair, grand baby fair also, which is happening in September, and Momzilla. So
Oh,
you just
okay.
check us out and get great deals.
Absolutely. We're always looking for deals. Okay. And Kay, last but not least, how can everybody get in touch and follow you?
Well, if you want to follow my personal page, it's at Sy-Catral on Instagram. And then I don't think they want to follow me on TikTok. All I do is sing
Why not? Maybe they want to duet with you.
cats because I have a lot of cats. But I started out that page with my cats, but then I started singing, so I forgot about the cats. And then if they want to get in touch with Bento Mamas, we do Bento catering. We also teach parents how to bento with our workshops. And we also do demos and collabs with brands. They can shoot us an email at bentomamas@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media. That's Bento Mamas, BentoMommas, on Facebook, Instagram, and I think Twitter. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and then for Sisu Food Hub, if they want to order the website or any of the products that you have there in front of you, super easy. I know myself and Marga, the producer of the show, we're very fond of ordering because it's super easy. Why don't you tell everybody about that too?
You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, the Sisu Food Hub. And we're also on Viber. We actually have an event on Friday where you can ask the chef. It's our bento month. Yeah,
Okay.
bento baon month actually, and I'm gonna be the star chef.
Woohoo! So we will all be there to cheer you on. What time is that?
It's at 2 p.m.
All right, 2 p.m.
Ask
on
the chef.
Friday.
It's live on our Viber community page
Okay.
for the Sisu Food Hub. And you can ask your baon questions. And then at the end of our live session, we will raffle off a Yum Box Presto. So
Woohoo!
you can leave a comment on Instagram and on Facebook and also on that Viber community.
Fantastic. So those are some of our partners that, of course, have contributed to all of the prizes that we have today. You guys can also follow at Yumbox PH, at Bright Brands PH, Barry's Deli PH. Let's see, we have Maya. So that's the Maya Kitchen 1 if you want to check out the lifestyle classes, and or the Maya Kitchen on Facebook. Let's see, what else do we have here? And of course, Candish Bakes for her focaccia. Guys, go ahead and check them out so you can, if you didn't get a chance to win, you can go ahead and order or check out the products that are offered. But we are not done. We will end with the fifth and final question. Of course, we know 1, 4, 3, 4, 4. Fifth question means you have to be the fourth person to answer correctly. Guys, our partners have been so generous for this episode, wrapping it up for Back to School, episode 2. We are so excited. Kaye, could you please read our last question?
Okay, for our last question, you guys should get this because it's easy. Who is Clara from Clara Olay?
All right. So I am so excited that the kids are back in school. I am really excited to kind of get that routine back a little bit where, I liked sending them off to school with uniforms pressed and backpacks and lunch boxes packed. I know we're still kind of sliding into what is, what will work for all of us as families. Doc Gel mentioned it also. It's our choice whether or not we want to send them back. We know it's good for them. Maybe some of us are a little bit more anxious, and that's okay. In some cases, Zoom school was fantastic for a lot of our kids. And, if that's the choice, that's okay too. As we send them back, I know for one thing, I am excited that we have so many things to make our lives easier. We have so many things to keep our kids safe. As we kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work, and as we adjust and assess, and continue to provide the best that we can for our kids, I'm excited that we have so many different options, right? Not just options in keeping them safe physically, but options for what to send, what's easy to make. Now we just need them to bring home their good grades. No pressure though. I won't be a tiger mom. Not yet. There's so much other pressure right now. I think we're just waiting for the final Quiz-a-Cook question to be answered. I know you guys, I haven't interacted with everyone who's been tuning in. You guys have been so amazing. commenting and sharing stories and cuentos. I did try and read some of your questions. It looks like everybody was paying attention for this question. So it really is just a matter of getting the right person who shared the live stream, is set to public, and of course lives in Metro Manila. All right, congratulations. We have a winner, Romeo Castillo. You answered correctly after Kaye-Catral's grandmother, Clara. That's right. And of course, you know what? All the matriarchs that we have learned from are so important. So in this case, it's perfect that we're ending with Kaye's paternal grandma. Congratulations, Romeo. The social media team will reach out to you. Guys, tune in 2 weeks from now where Kitchen 143 goes on the road. I won't tell you where we're going yet, but it will be a surprise. Doc Gel, Carol, Kaye, thank you for joining me. And of course,
So
all the
much.
viewers, thanks for tuning in too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey. Bitin, di ba? Bitin.